treasure your sweet touch. Oh, please let me breathe within your love, melting in the pool of your gaze. I don't want us to be apart. Please leave markings, scar me, let them show. Please ruin me so that I know all the parts of my soul can wither, lose control, so I can drown in you. Falling stars bright in the sky don't mean much to the blur of time. Sweet words flowing, numbing my mind. Come read my soul, yes, oh, my soul. Cold words spoken, shivers my being. Marked closed eyes, every moment seen. May they stay, lingering longer, letting you break me apart. Please, I need you to realize my pain. Please, I need you melted away, silencing all my fears, beckoning you near. I want to drown in you. Night skies that darken my eyes, engulfed in the silence of time, melting, seeing me in your eyes, consume my soul, yes, oh, my soul. Through this lasting melody, hand in hand we sway, singing with our memories. Let me drown in this dream. The falling stars bright in the sky don't mean much to the blur of time. Sweet words falling, numbing my mind. Come read my soul, yes, oh. The night skies that darken my eyes, engulfed in the silence of time, melting, seeing me in your eyes, consume my soul, yes, oh, my soul. Why I can't die, the reason I have received the gifts of life. Someday I'll uncover the truths I like to find. On days the weather is forecasting rain, I walk with no umbrella, though it may seem strange. I merely keep my hopes high with no fear, believing in a sunshine that might not appear. I you got some time? Wanna try that thing you like?
Oh, come on, boy, don't act surprised, cause I feel you are feeling me too.
Thought it'd be a fling like in the movies, but when I see you coming, kinda moves me. And now I can't help thinking how we're doing, cause you might be my first love.
So let's play this game and promise you'll be honest.
Listen closely when I say, first, it's my turn. Never have I ever wanted more than touch. Never have I ever dreamed of more than fun.
Never have I ever thought you'd be the one. Guess I'll fall in love.
Love, put a finger down. Love, look at that, I'm out. Never have I ever thought I'd have someone. Guess I'll fall in love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm counting. On, you better lose. It's a game we play, but don't play with me. This ain't not a last, you should be with me. So let's play this game and promise you'll be honest.
Listen closely when I say,
Now, it's your turn. Never have I ever wanted more than touch. Never have I ever dreamed of more than fun.
never have I ever thought you'd be the one. Guess I'll fall in love.
Love, put a finger down. Love, look at that, I'm out. Never have I ever thought I'd have someone. Guess I'll fall in love. You make it easy to be me.
I hope you feel the same. So I say,
Never have I ever. Never guess I'll fall in love. Love, put a finger down. Love, look at that, I'm out. Never have I ever thought I'd have someone. Guess I fell in love.
Hello. Hello. Oh my gosh, I should have cleared my throat first, my bad. I think we're here. I need to check my model placement. Let me move my shelf over here a little bit. A little bit. New background? No. It's the exact same background as last book club. But hello everybody, how are you guys? How are you doing? What is one thing that you did today? Tell me right now. But congrats on Takeo for getting first. I think you're getting almost halfway to the number needed, right? But also thank you Takeo for the check-in, thank you Silent Ghost, thank you Fearful Ghost, thank you Kizuzi, Puka, thank you myself. Thank you Kai, thank you Ari, thank you Explosive Heart, thank you Lika, thank you Lily, Kizuzi, thank you for the... I wish to check in again, thank you for the self-care. Aaron, thank you for the check-in. Zany, thank you for the check-in. Shannon, thank you for the check-in. And KitKat, thank you for the check-in. Started a bit of Neverness to Everness. Oh, how is it? I thought it came out tomorrow. I was debating whether to try it or not. You should tell me if it's any good. I went to work. Oh no. Oh no. Completed the Wishing Woods do count. Ghosts. Stop. I logged on to Infinity Nikki. I did my dailies. I did a 10 pull on the banner. I spent 40 minutes making outfits and taking pictures, and then I logged off. I'm making no progress, story or exploration wise. It's evil. Late last night? Oh. Maybe I have to get on that then later. Hiding from a spider near my computer. No! I'm so sorry. You're so strong. I promise. But I don't know if you guys saw, but I released a new story time short. I think it was a couple of days ago now, maybe last week. And it kind of not blew up, but for my shorts, it did really well. Compared to my usual, and I was so shocked. No, not really shocked because one, Zuby's editing I think really enhances my shorts. Because he's a really good editor for making like a story time, you know, giving it like the perfect kind of illustration needed. And also I think like that kind of content as well for me. So I need to do more. But you know, I don't know why, but suddenly everyone in the comments was diagnosing me as various types of neurodivergent. Which was an interesting pattern to have seen happen. Beginning was insane in a good way. I'm working on Stoneville, Abandoned District, and Breezy Meadow. Ooh. A bit of Genshin exploration. Oh my gosh, the freaking video game exploration grind never stops. I was gonna do exploration in Nikki, but I decided to just enjoy the new story first instead, because I want to get all the diamonds for the new content release stuff. Ari, thank you for the check-in! I hope you're well. And Lucky, wait, your name's Lucky Woo, but you go by like just Lecky, right? I think. If not, just let me know. But thank you for the check-in. Yeah, okay, perfect. I was like, wait, am I allowed to say that? To refer to you so casually? Got all the wish balloons? Oh my gosh, you're glowing. Thank you. This is the exact same overlay that I used last week. Maybe you guys just didn't like notice it. I don't know. Oh, you can see my... Wait, no, you can't. That's just my normal mouse. I was like, you guys can see my mouse on the screen, but I don't think you can. But yeah, I had been, like I said, obviously for the lack of streams last week, I've been pretty stressed lately. But no longer. Whoa. What? Why did my eyes do that? One of you has done something. Thank you for the head pets. But yeah, I've been stressed the past week or so, but I'm very, very so happy to say I submitted my dissertation. I'm like 90% free. I have exams to do, and then I'm free from uni, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Oh. Yes, applause. Thank you. It's a good dissertation. But I finished it. So, I finished it. So, you know.
Hi,
Silent
Kara.
Ghost.
It's good to see you again and see you handling things well, Karach Humphrey.
Karach Crumpy, thank you so much for the 10 months and for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it, and thank you. Those baby emotes were back. No, it's okay. I knew what you were on about. I understood them. Why does it have to be baby emotes? You can use a different emote to bounce off my head. All emotes will bounce off my big round skull. You can bounce anything off them. Whoa. Anyway, I announced it in my Discord, but I don't think I've said it on stream yet. But on Friday, I have a new cover coming out. Gasps from the crowd. What? Oh my goodness. If you do exclamation point cover, you will be directed to the waiting room for the new cover link. I don't know the time zone for everybody, but it will come out at 8:30 p.m. BST. I will also be streaming during the release because I like to do my little, you know, cover release party thingy. But I'm probably also going to do gaming afterwards instead of like a full chatting stream because I don't want to do 2 chatting streams right off the back of each other. Call her B2 because she's dropping bombs. But yeah, if someone in chat, please type exclamation point cover, so we can all beautifully be directed to the cover. We're streaking. Fox, thank you for the 3 watch streak. You all got it. But yeah, it's funny because I was expecting Ari to have done the exclamation point thing, because normally like every time I would announce a new cover normally, I would forget to update the command, and then Ari, I see Ari, it would be Ari or Ari, one of those two would do exclamation point cover, and then it wouldn't be updated, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I forgot to update it, wait, here's the right link. So I updated it in advance, and I was waiting, and I was hoping Ari would do the command, and then I keep like, Ari, are you proud of me? I updated the command in advance. I actually did it correctly for once. I'm so proud. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. It's like a proud parent moment. When I was filling out the form, it said book/comic at one point, so I hope a webcomic's okay. Yeah, of course. Okay. Yes, welcome everybody. It is book club week. A quick refresher on how book club works, because some people were a bit confused with things. And it's okay. Okay, I want to say in advance, right? If you ever fill it out wrong, I say wrong in quotation marks. If you ever fill something out, like, on the form incorrectly, I don't care enough for it to be like, how dare you? I'll just be like, for the future, don't, like, for the future, you know, maybe keep in mind, like, the format for it a bit more. But I don't really care that much, because I'm more, like, any like, slight tiniest bit of annoyance that I could feel to you filling out the form wrong is immediately trumped by the fact that you submitted something in the first place, and that makes me so happy. Okay? It makes me so happy to see people filling out the forms and submitting things, because this week we have 10 books to go through. 10 recommendations. And that makes me so happy. So yeah, it's like, if you ever make a mistake or you think you've done something wrong, or like, even if you, like, honestly, even if you submit the wrong theme, I'm not gonna care that much. I'm still, like, it's still something to celebrate and talk about and be excited. I'll just be like, oh yeah, you know, for, like, next week you might want to submit something in the, like, the week's theme, because it's, like, more fun that way. But I'm not gonna get, like, pressed or be like, wow, I'm not gonna read out your recommendation now because you didn't fill out my form correctly, you know? Because if I did that, like, half of you would not be getting the correct, not be getting read out. Because, like, for the genre, for example, I entered, the theme for this week was sci-fi. And so the way I originally was going to do things, which I have quickly realized, you know, is not how I should do things for the future. So I'm going to make an Excel sheet, because I wanted to track the statistics for each thing, but I'm going to make an Excel sheet. So, like, it's fine anyway. But originally I wanted it to be, so I typed out what the theme was, or the genre for the weeks, and then you would enter it in that question exactly the same. But I don't think I made that overly clear. So, like, for sci-fi, for example, there's 5 recommendations under the exact typing of sci-fi the way I typed it out for the genre. However, we also have sci-fi in all caps. We also have sci-fi in no caps. We also have sci-fi without the what's it called? The dash in between, you know? And then we also have, like, science fiction. So, like, it's not like a big deal. But originally it was just gonna be an easier way for me to tally things up. But that's, like, fine anyway. A hyphen, that's it, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting my my roots. How to name grammar properly. I used to know everything. Science fiction was me. I read that, I was like, so proper. But yeah, so, like, and for example as well, I don't know why, but it doesn't, like, it's case sensitive. So I'm having a quick skim, and I'm not going to say, like, anything much because I tried to avoid it mostly, but I was having a quick look over the name of the book/comic submitted to see if people would submit the same one. So 2 people did submit the same one, and then there's also 2 submissions for another series, but because one of them is lowercase, they're counted as 2 separate entries, which is like, what? But yeah, so that's why I want to, I'm gonna set up a little Excel sheet to keep track of everything, because I also want to keep track of who submits the most entries by the end of it. Because I think that'll be fun. I want to do, like, a week-by-week thing, so, like, at the end of it, we'll see who submitted the most overall, who submitted the most on what weeks, blah blah blah. Because I think that kind of statistic is fun. And at the end as well, I want to see if anyone picked up any of the books that were read. No, that were recommended. I don't know if we could submit more than one. Yeah, we can. That's another thing. We can. I say we can. I've not submitted one because I admittedly do not read a lot of sci-fi books. But yeah, the thing for submissions is you can submit, realistically, you can submit as many as you want. But if there's a lot of submissions, I will only read out the first 2 submissions in detail. The other ones that you, like, submit, we'll go over them briefly, but I maybe won't read out all of your answers to them. If that makes sense. We'll just go over them, like, quickly. Dump some of my books into the Google form to win the non-existent prize. But yeah. I'll try to remember in the future. Yeah, and you don't have to, like, remember either. I'm always okay to re-explain because there might be a new person coming in who doesn't know how it works. Which is why I realized, like, not realized, because I never was going to be harsh with the form anyway, but I'm like, that's why I just shouldn't care at all, because, like, I would much rather have somebody submit a recommendation than them be too nervous of messing it up to not submit one, you know? But yeah, we have 10 responses because 8 are from last week. Whoa, why is someone speaking on this one? No. I want my music without people speaking, thank you. I put on a space lo-fi playlist so we could get the right vibes for today. But yeah, let me double check that entry number 8. Yes, this is adventure and this is sci-fi. Okay, shall we begin? So this is a recommendation from Icy Artifact. Let me grab the image of her book so we can have it on the screen with us. Oh, this is a nice cover. I've never seen this one. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. In the future, I might... See, the thing is, I have to debate between having a cutoff where you can't recommend books on the day of or not, because I think what I maybe want to do in the future is make a template to, like, paste people's answers in. So whilst I am also reading out the answers, people can see them on the screen as well. But I'll have to think about that because, like, I know a lot of people like to submit things last minute. And I don't want to, like, have a deadline of, like, you can't submit after this date and otherwise I won't feature it. So we'll see. But yes, Icy's book recommendation is Dune. I wasn't sure what to put for the image, so I sent a link to the publisher's page with the cover. That's what most of these are, normally, Shannon. Because when I was testing the form, I had it just as a file upload, so you would upload the image, but that meant that it would collect your email address. And it was weird. It would collect, like, your, like, name. And I was like, well, that's weird. I don't want people's names. I don't want to collect their, like, stuff. So I was like, I'll just make it, like, a link to something. As long as you link me to either a page, like, you can link me directly to the image. If you link me to a page that has the image on, like the cover, that's fine. You know, this is happening to a few hours ago. Yeah. Book club, I think, I don't want to say it's going to be every Wednesday, because I think some weeks the day might change if I can't do it on a Wednesday. But for now, tentatively, it is going to be like every other Wednesday, or maybe every other Monday or every other Friday. You know, it'll be one of the slots. It depends on which one I'm, like, able to do, realistically. Is it okay for links to an Amazon page with the book club, oh my god, English? Book cover on the left side? Yeah, it should be. As long as there is an image on the page that you send me. Yes. I'm also now realizing that I have a form where people just send me links and I've been clicking on them or, like, pasting the links without, like, worrying about it. Please don't hack me, guys. Great thing my name is Inky Stinky Pooper Pants. Okay, Inky Stinky Pooper Pants. I'll remember that. We're very trustworthy. Yeah, I didn't actually think about that until literally as you said that, because I was like, what? But oh my gosh, I have been just I've been clicking on people's links for like no reason. Like, not no reason, obviously, to get the links, but I didn't think about it. Maybe I'm gonna have to think of a different way to collect people's links. Because to collect the covers. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll put it in a Discord chat or something. Oh gosh. Anyway, I'm gonna come to stream on Friday as a random man. And hi, ISC, thank you for the check-in. We have not started on your book yet, you're lucky. I was worrying about realizing, is there a way to just post the image? There is, that's what I said, but that requires me to collect people's like emails and stuff. And it uploads like personal information. And obviously not that I would ever like intentionally read your information, like I would try to ignore it, but I don't know how it presents it to me on the form. And I don't want to be reading your guys' personal info. And I don't want you guys to have to submit it just for book club. So I'll think about it. If you hacked a VTuber and stream with their model, don't give them ideas. Yeah, please buy my Booker crypto. Anyway, this book, Dune. I asked Icy for a short synopsis of the overall plot. And this is her answer. Paul Atreides, heir to the noble house Atreides of the planet Caladan, is brought to the planet Arrakis when his father, Duke Leto, takes over Arrakis on orders from the Emperor to mine spice. Spice? What is spice? Like spices? From there, he must navigate political danger, as well as the dangers of the desert, in order to survive and emerge as the Chosen One, and lead the people of Arrakis to freedom. Now, I don't know if I'm saying these words correctly. Please feel free to yell at me if I got the pronunciations wrong. I have never read Dune, no. It requires reading the book. Oh, okay. I see self-insert character Spice. Ice Spice. You did good. Well, I know how to say Paul Atreides, because, like, isn't there, like, a meme, and he's like, I don't remember how it goes, but I've heard his name being yelled before in, like, a movie trailer, but I don't know any of the other words. I say other words, I just meant Arrakis. But yeah, if I get any names for things wrong, please yell at me, the correct pronunciation. Yeah. But yeah, I've never read Dune. I started one of the movies once, and then I was watching it with my dad, and he said it was boring, so we turned it off. But, I don't know if it's one I'll ever read, but maybe Icy can convince me. We'll have to see. Because I said to Icy, why did you recommend this book? And she said, it's one of my favorite books I've ever read. I was in my early teens when I read this book for the first time, and I fell in love with the series ever since. It's become something I value a lot as a comfort, and I feel other people may enjoy this as it's a complex sci-fi novel with a lot of depth. That's so cute. As a comfort series. There's like, is there 3 Dune books or something? 3 or maybe more? I don't remember. The first movie is very slow. I'm not sure. But that's a nice reason. I think everyone kind of has that series that they like view as their like comfort series. 6 or 7. Frank books? 12 Brian? What does that mean? Please explain. What's the difference between Frank and Brian? 2 authors? What? Does it say that on the cover? This was a Frank one. But yes, so I said to Icy, what kind of person do you think would enjoy this book? And let's see if she describes me. And thank you for the check-in, Jeet. She said someone who enjoys reading deep sci-fi with complex language, but also someone who may enjoy flawed characters, as Paul is a very deeply flawed and problematic character. Frank wrote the series, and when he died, his... Oh! That's cool. What do we like the Sun's books? Are they good or are they bad? But I think that's fair. I think from what I know of Dune, it's very like complex in the way of like understanding, right? Because it has a lot of new things. What's a word am I thinking of? New concepts to understand, which I think can be true with a lot of media, but like some more than others. And I think Dune is one of the ones that has a lot, right? I mean, obviously considering I don't know what spice is. We're a lot more divisive. I see. I said to Icy, what is one thing that you think makes this book stand out? And she says, its overt political focus. Most sci-fi novels don't typically tend to do as much in-depth development of the political system as Herbert did, and most nowadays copied his ideas. Dune is very much a basis for a lot of sci-fi as a whole. I see. That is interesting. Did you mention it in the reasonings? Yeah, you said mentioned about political danger in your synopsis. And I feel like I don't know if I've read a lot of books that kind of mention that in depth. I've read a lot of fantasy books that have like, you know, kingdom politics, but they're never super like well thought out. It's more so like evil king, he must die, war. But that's interesting if Dune goes into a lot of depth in that area specifically. I wouldn't say it's my main, like something I specifically am interested in with reading. But I don't think I've ever necessarily read about it in depth in a sci-fi or like any other genre book. So it could be something that I'm interested in. I'm not sure. He's got a lot of behind the scenes politics. Oh, I see. War! I said to Icy, what is one thing you think this book could improve? And she said to me, the outdated language. It was a book written in 1965, so some of the language and terms can be a bit dated. Less so in this book, but especially in the later novels. The female characters, Herbert had zero idea how to write women at this point in time. And to be honest, by the end of the series, still sucked at it. Oh, that's so fair. That kind of puts me off. Especially if you guys remember my conversation from last week. But I get with the dated language. I still read them, but I hate when books have like older language, especially older English language written in them. It stresses me out so bad because I'll read them and I'll Google what a word means and I'll be like, okay. And then the word comes up again and I forgot what it means. So it's just like an endless cycle of me searching the same 5 words and what they mean because I can't remember them. And then finally at the end of the novel, I remember and I'm like, okay, when these words come up again, I'm gonna know them. And then they don't. And then they don't come up ever again. Helpful to have notes. True, yeah. I agree. It's more, think Frankenstein and usage in terms of Frankenstein. Oh. Also, I don't know if I read out Shannon's message, but I read it internally about how Dune is one of those books you should read no matter what because it's so impactful to sci-fi as a whole. I think that's fair. What if I don't read sci-fi? I tried to read A Christmas Carol. Yeah, I had to read A Christmas Carol in high school. We also had to do Shakespeare. That was not fun. That was not fun reading it out loud too. I also did not know how old the Dune books were. I never knew. I don't know why. I think because I never really heard of them until Crape told, because for those who know Crape, he's a big Dune fan. And I don't know why, but he never talks about them, to me at least, until the movie stuff. So I thought they were like a lot newer, you know? I don't know. But yeah, that's Icy's recommendation of Dune. I think this book is not one that I would enjoy. going off what I know and what this synopsis says and about the flaws. But at the same time, it is one that I've been curious about because, like I said about Crape, he's been pushing me to get into Dune for like the whole time that I've known him. And at this point, it's become a bit of a meme that I just won't. But I won't lie that I'm curious because it is so far outside of what I normally would read that I'm like curious as to what like the opposite of my preferences is like to read, you know? I don't know. I want to give it a try one day, but it's like, because it's not my usual thing, it's so far down on my reading list that I don't know if I'll get around to it for a long time. Wasn't part of the class specifically, we just had to read books from various genres and write book reports about them. Ended up reading A Little Princess. I don't know that one. Okay. Let me grab my next image. I really liked the book, but I kept falling asleep reading it. Oh gosh. Okay. Our next recommendation is... Where did that go? Hello? What? Where did your image go? It's a GIF. Nice. Oh my goodness, this book is tiny. Okie dokie. So this book was recommended by Shannon, and if you can't read on the title, it's called Chain Gang All-Stars. Okay, so this genre is sci-fi, but also dystopian. Interesting. That's such a cute clapping emote. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, Shannon, you're gonna have to yell at me if I get these pronunciations wrong. So I said, Seafoam Peach, right there in the chat room. Give me a short synopsis of the overall plot. And he grinned at me. And he opened his mouth, and these are the words that came out. Loretta Thurwar and Hamara Hurricane Stacker are the stars of the Chain Gang All-Stars, the cornerstone of CAPE, or Criminal Action Penal Entertainment, a highly popular, highly controversial, profit-raising program in America's increasingly dominant private prison industry. It's the return of the gladiators, and prisoners are competing for the ultimate prize, their freedom. In CAPE, prisoners travel as links in chain gangs, competing in death matches before packed arenas with righteous protesters at the gates. Thurwar and Stacks, both teammates and lovers, are the fan favourites, and if all goes well, Thurwar will be free in just a few matches, a fact she carries as heavily as her lethal hammer. For some reason my mind read that as leather armour, but no, it's not. Lethal hammer. As she oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm a librarian, why can't I read? As she prepares to leave her fellow links, Thurwar considers how she might help preserve their humanity, in defiance of these so-called games. But CAPE's corporate owners will stop at nothing to protect their status quo, and the obstacles that lay in Thurwar's path have devastating consequences. Thank you for the headpads. That's so interesting. What? That is not at all the book recommendation that I would have expected. I'm so sorry if I butchered the names. I can't say an R and a W next to each other. I just can't read it. But it has a I was gonna say nice, but that's not really the right word. It has a neat concept that I like about prison death matches for freedom. So I said to Seafoam Peach. Oh, it was a book I randomly picked out of the local bookstore because of the cover. I do like the cover. And the yellow is very, kind of eye-catching. But I said to Seafoam Peach, I said, why did you recommend this book? And he said, it's good, 3. And then his face got more serious. No, but really, the writing is unflinching in its blunt cruelty, forcing the reader to sympathize with those that they may not normally. Not just people incarcerated, but real shitty people. Rapists, murderers, psychopaths. The reader is reminded that despite the oh my god. The reader is reminded that despite the paths they've walked, they are still human. That's interesting. Okay. So you're kind of made to sympathize with those that you would not usually, obviously, is what you said. I wonder how well that is done, because you say that as if it's a fact, right? And I'm not doubting you, but obviously everyone is slightly different. But if that's kind of the general consensus, oh my gosh, why am I losing the ability to speak? If that's like the general consensus, that's very interesting that like their writing has the power to kind of do that, because I agree that is the people that I would not normally kind of sympathize with. Well, murderers, I can sympathize depending, but kind of like the later episodes of the show Lucifer. Oh, that's the devil one, right? I used to watch that in the past. But I said, what kind of person do you think would enjoy this book? And he said, anyone who likes dystopian novels or interested in learning more about the American prison industry. Though it's over-exaggerated for fiction, it also really isn't all that far off from reality. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, not specifically American prisons, but when I studied sociology, we kind of learned about, like, prisons. Obviously, it was more focused on the, the social side, the sociology side of it. But we did quite a bit of, like, into American prisons as well, and the differences in, like, certain countries. So that I would be interested in that part, actually. I think that is up my alley. Up my alley. That's just how I felt about it. Acknowledging that these are bad people, but they don't deserve this. Yeah. I think that's interesting. But, so hello. I said, what is one thing that you think makes this book stand out? And he said the multiple points of views, seeing life both inside and outside the arena. That... Normally, I would say that multiple points of views is not something that is kind of a standout. Because I think that's done in a lot of books. But I think being able to see it, because you mentioned, let me scroll up, you mentioned about it being highly controversial with protesters. So I think it would be interesting to kind of flick between the perspectives of like seeing these protests and what's going on outside the prisons versus those who are experiencing what's going on inside firsthand. And if done well, I think that could work really well because they would juxtapose each other decently. I will say though, I don't normally like multiple point of view books, especially when they're separated. Maybe I'm crazy. Because it makes me think like there's always one person's point of view that you hate, that you do not care less about, that you could not care less about, and they always come up just when things are getting good in another point of view. And you're forced to sit there and like read through this person that you don't care about. Oh. But I will say, despite that, I am so interested in about the, the juxtaposition between the people that could potentially be in it. I read a book that used multiple points of view as a way to trick you as part of a plot twist. Or maybe I'm a dummy and it only tricked me. No, I'm sure it was a trick, but that's interesting. See, that's, like, I would enjoy that. As a whole, I feel like multiple point of views is more often annoying than it is interesting, but that's not to say that it can't be done interestingly. A lot of people will use it to kind of set one point of view at a cliffhanger without thinking in depth, like in more detail about why these other points of views are needed. So that's why you end up with one point of view that is so boring and uninteresting, because they're just there to make you wait longer to get back to what you want to read, and there's no thought into like what is the actual reason that we're with these people now. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. So I asked Shannon for one thing I think this book could improve. And he said, honestly, I don't know. Humble brag. It sets out with a clear goal, and I think it achieves what it's meant to. I think that's fair. You don't have to have improvements for a book. I think it can be very hard to critique a book that you like as well. Because obviously, you know, if you like it, it's going to be, most of the time, you're going to like it for a reason. So you might not pick up on things that you don't like, especially if there's nothing that you dislike. And I think, you know, like if a book has a clear story, and like you said, sets out what it sets out what it's meant to, then that, yeah, maybe there's nothing to improve. Maybe there's things that you don't like, but you don't see them as something bad. I don't know. Akihiko, thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you're doing well. Mommy, I must be objective. I was not. You don't have to be objective. I don't want to force people to, like, I was going to say objectify, but I don't think that's the right word. I don't want to force people to be objective about a book they're reading, because you don't have to be. You don't have to have flaws for your book. You might think it's a perfect book. And why? And if anything, that would make me, you know, more happy for you and maybe more interested in reading. But I get, sorry, I hit my knuckle on the table. But I get rid of the few chapters told from other characters' point of view in my whip because Kara won't like it. No, you can't. You have to keep them. I think multiple point of views can be done well. I say this as if I'm like a famous writer or something. I'm not. My opinion holds like no weight here. It just seems like it holds more weight because I'm the only one speaking in this like conversation. But I would say if you're writing multiple points of view in a book, for every person's point of view, obviously they're gonna have their own kind of story, right? That they're going on through their point of view. And at every point, I think you need to consider, like, what is the reason for this? Wow! Chibi, thank you so much for the 9-month sub! I think you need to consider, like, what currently am I writing about for their point of view? And is there, like, importance in what you're writing? Because if you're just writing for the sake of taking a break from, like, another person, then you shouldn't, there's no reason to write that point of view. Whereas, like, if you actually have something to say, then I think it's fine, you know? It's completely good to do. And thank you for the check-in, Chibi. I hope you are doing well. But yeah, that's just my point. I get it, because we're talking about points of view. Sorry. That's just my point of view on multiple points of views in a book. No, you have to laugh more. It's just the part where the characters get separated for a bit because of a magical mishap, so they each get one chapter from their point of view. So yeah, and that can be interesting, and I think that can be something that's needed. You know, there's a clear reason for why they're all separated and stuff, right? I think I'm trying to think of a specific example, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. Well, I can, but I don't remember what happens in it, so I don't want to name drop it in case I'm misremembering. But it's more so, say you're having, like, Character A. Character A is about to have a huge confrontation with somebody, and then you end the cliffhanger there because you're like, I want to build the tension. I want people to be thinking about what's happening to Character A. And then we go to Character B, and then you're like, oh, but, like, Character B kind of has nothing going on at the moment. They're just, like, traveling. So you fill it with, like, a random chapter of just, like, Character B traveling, and it's, like, stuff that did not need to be shared. Like, nothing happens interestingly. There's no kind of character development going on. There's nothing that contributes to the overarching story. You just slotted in Character B's moment purely to, like, extend the tension in Character A's scene. Which I think, when done like that, it's bad. Whereas if there is actually something that Character B is also having going on, then it's perfect, you know? Just finished packing, getting some underwear and socks, and I'm ready to go back to the Coast Guard. Oh! I hope you enjoy. I assume that's like work stuff, right? I hope it doesn't go too bad. And Little Silent Killer, thank you for the check-in. Need to get back to writing. It's been unfinished for so long. Honestly, pretty close to being finished. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. All my friends have started like writing recently. I've been like proofreading a friend's book for them. Cause like they're ESL, so like sometimes their sentences can be a bit kind of strange to read out. And I've been helping, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting to read. I need to finish writing my book. Everyone finish writing your books right now so I can read them. I haven't been writing much recently. I've done little drabbles for one of my OCs that like I've only shown to a few friends. But they're just drabbles because I can't get into like writing big stuff. I have too many different ideas. I haven't really worked on it since before I got married, which will reference. Your 6-year anniversary was in March. Happy late anniversary. But 6 years, that's gonna be a lot of editing because I'm sure you have changed a lot in those 6 years. You're gonna be reading your old work like, why did I write that? This other thing is so much better. The Lively Dragon Publishing House. Imagine. Oh my gosh, I should become a book publisher. How do you become a book publisher? If I ever win the lottery, someone remind me to become a book publisher. And I'll just publish everybody's books left, right, and center, okay? I'll make it happen. I will invest my money into your stories. Thank you for the self-care, little silent killer. Okay. So that is the end. Well, we've been at the end of Chain Gang All-Stars. Me personally, I am interested in it. I think it's a book that I would want to read. That's something I am here for. Wait a second. This next recommendation might be a bit familiar to you guys. What the? Guys, I feel like we've been here before. This recommendation is from Inky Stinky Pooper Pants in the chat over here. We are back with Dune Part 2. Electric Boogaloo. So here's a short synopsis from Lecky to the overall plot of the book. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready for this synopsis? I have no clue, but I bought it for Icy. But it's chunky. That's a great synopsis, actually. You know, sometimes we just don't know what's going on. I really think that's so. So I said to Lecky, why did you recommend this book? And they typed, friends. And I said, what kind of person do you think would enjoy this book? And they said, Icy. I said, what's one thing you think makes this book stand out? And they said, I have no clue. And I said, what's one thing you think this book can improve? And they said, I have no clue. You know what? I appreciate the realism. I think that's really funny. Okay, we're back with another Lecky. I wanted alliteration. Another Lecky liquor. I don't know. Jackal, hi! How are you doing? And Silent Killer, thank you so much for the 3-stream watch streak. I need to pop in more. Hehehe, totally do. But yes, this is another Lecky recommendation, and it's called The Left Hand of Darkness. Lecky's literary suggestion, thank you. Which, it appears that Shannon knows this book. is what I'm hearing. So I asked for a short synopsis of the overall plot, and Lecky provided the one that's on Goodreads, which, yeah. Actually, if Silent Ghost is here, because you mentioned recently about not fully remembering a book to put the synopsis in, if you don't want to type your own synopsis, you can just copy an existing synopsis. Originally, I thought more people would just copy-paste a synopsis. And I think it's kind of cute how everyone, like, hand types their own synopsis, because it kind of... What's the word? It kind of makes it more personal, and I find it really cute. Head hurts, I probably won't be here for long. No! I'm so sorry to hear. I hope you feel better soon. And to everyone who's in chat, can we all give Jackie. Can we all give Jackal a happy birthday? Some well wishes for the birthday Jackal in chat. I read almost all her books. Heck yes! We got the fans over here. Husband loves Ursula K. Le Guin. I don't know how you say that. I didn't read the rest of the message. He says my writing reminds me of hers. Also your husband's birthday? Can we all happy birthday to Lily's husband as well? I hope you guys have a lovely celebration together. Also, I think, who was it? I feel like I'll LARP it if I don't write it. I don't think you have to write your own synopsis. It can be hard to think of things, because especially if you're recommending something you haven't read in a while, because that's how most of my recommendations happen. Because I forget them. And I'm like, well, I don't want to give the wrong information. So you can either hand type your own synopsis, or you can just provide one that exists. I don't mind either way. I think both are good. Whichever is easiest for you is the answer. There is no correct answer. They're all correct answers. But yes, here's the Goodreads link for the synopsis. A groundbreaking work of science fiction, The Left Hand of Darkness tells the story of a lone human emissary to Winter. Wait, what? I misread. Tells the story of a lone human emissary to Winter, an alien world whose inhabitants spend most of their time without a gender. His goal is to facilitate Winter's inclusion in a growing intergalactic civilization. But to do so, he must bridge the gulf between his own views and those of the completely dissimilar culture that he encounters. Embracing the aspects of psychology, society, and human emotion on an alien world, The Left Hand of Darkness stands as a landmark achievement in the annals of intellectual science fiction. Guys, can you tell that I'm not an audiobook listener, because I don't know how to say any words. I don't know how to pronounce anything. I have a Google Doc of book recommendations, most of them. Yeah! Same. It's actually funny, because I don't know if you guys, some of you definitely know, A Court of Thorns and Roses. That was a book series I read. I didn't know how to say, anybody's names. And then one day I was having, a real-life conversation with my friend about it, because she was the one who told me to read them. And I had to keep, sounding out people's names, because I didn't know how to pronounce half of them. Oh, because when I read, I make up the pronunciations in my head. And then I forget to, to actually see what the correct pronunciations are. I've known you for some time now, and just now that I joined your Discord. Wow, how dare you. Just kidding, it's okay. I'd like to read that someday. I think it's a bit of a controversial series. People either love it or hate it, and I kind of get that, because it's not meh, but it was a fun read, and I also read it in high school, so I don't know. But yeah, the main character, his name is I think it's Rysand. That's the thing, okay? His name is written as Rhysand. When I read the book in my head, I read his name in my head as Rysand, because it's Rhys and then I was saw like a post about it on social media one day after like a few weeks after having read it, and they were like, yeah, his name is pronounced Rysand. And I was like, what? What? I just read this whole series. He's a main character, and I've been reading his name. Yeah, I'm really bad with pronouncing. Oh, that's so ironic. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. Because I don't Google how to say things. I just read it in my head and move on with my day. I don't have enough time to Google things, especially if I'm immersed. It's even worse. Because no way do I want to be Googling stuff when I could be reading. But yes. So my nose is itchy. Anyway. I said, like, Siobhan? I never knew that. I've never known how to pronounce that name. I got the shit bit, the first part. I never knew how to say the second half of the word. Yeah, like that kind of thing. It always trips me up because I never know. And then like a star rail. You know, that's so fair. But I said to Lecky, so why do you recommend this book? And they said, I wanted to read it for a while. I've just been bad with doing so. Oh, okay, so this is like a, Oh, my eyes are itchy now. What have I done? Everything itches on my face. Please help me. Wait until learn to pronounce. Yeah, you're on your own with that one. Ow. Anyway, thank you for the boop. I really needed it. So this seems like a recommendation of Lecky because they want to read it, which is so fair. Because I said, what kind of person do you think would like this book? And they said, me! And I said, what is one thing you think makes this book stand out? And they said, not as chunky, I assume in comparison to Dune. And I think people might like her writing, which I guess, you know, Shannon has read most of her books, so I guess that's true. And I said, what's one thing you think this book could improve? And they said, I have no clue, I didn't read it yet. You know, that's fair. I think the cover alone is kind of nice looking, but I want to see other covers for it now. Ooh. There's like a yin-yang cover for it. But I kind of like this one. I kind of like the simplicity of it. I don't know. I'm big on my book covers, you know? Ooh! We got another icy recommendation. Her writing is simplistic but very effective. She doesn't mince words. Oh, I like that. Head pats Lecky wherever they are right now. For real. We love you, Lecky. And your whimsy that is brought to the recommendations list. Icy's recommendation is Neuromancer. And I asked for a short synopsis of the overall plot. And she said, the story follows Case, a hacker or console cowboy, someone who directly interfaces with the Matrix, a virtual reality data space, as he is hired onto a heist after his former employer left him crippled and unable to access the Matrix. His new employer offers him the chance to be cured and return to the Matrix, but first he must work for him as a hacker, at the threat of being poisoned and being reverted back to the state he was in. Case, at the behest of his new employer, then proceeds to recruit people necessary for the heist, all the while dealing with the backdrop of developing artificial intelligence and how it can change the world. Ooh. Console Cowboy is such a fun and whimsical name. Right? I heard that and I was like, you kind of sold me. I'm just thinking of like a person dressed in like your Western cowboy fit and they have their little lasso and then they like use it to like try and, but they use it on like a PC. They're just like dragging a PC behind them. But that's an interesting synopsis. And developing artificial intelligence. Wow, I wonder what relevance that could have to the modern day. Yes! I was thinking of him. So I said to Icy, why did you recommend this book? And they said, it's one of the foundations of the cyberpunk genre. It's not very action heavy, but very methodical, and the character of Case is very funny. Interesting. Heading into work now, have a good stream. Take care, little silent killer. And that's interesting, because considering it's talking about a heist, I would have thought there would be quite a bit of action. But I guess the story maybe primarily I messed up my words again. I actually just can't speak. I think I'm like, after submitting my dissertation, my everything has just like exploded. I can't say anything anymore. I guess it delves deeper into the planning of the heist as opposed to the actual like undertaking of the heist. Which can be oh gosh, my chat got messed up. There you go. Which can be interesting in and of itself, if done nicely. Which I know would be kind of fun. Ooh! I said, what kind of person do you think would enjoy this book? And Icy actually said Fox. Fox in a box _ Kai. But also anyone that likes the cyberpunk setting, as well as stories where the characters aren't morally good, they're just regular people. I am kind of a sucker for like, sorry, you heard me like getting a tissue. I'm kind of a sucker for stories where it's just like random person gets involved in something way bigger than them. Resident Evil 7, my beloved. But I do like that kind of thing. So I think I would actually like this. So I said, what is one thing that you think makes this book stand out? And they said, the usage of its own setting. The city of Japan is described very well, and I think being a cyberpunk setting with some Western mix in it is very interesting. I've been trying to get Fox to read Neuromancer. We'll tell him Icy's also recommended it, so now he has to, because that's 2 people. I also asked, what's one thing you think this book can improve? And Icy said, the complex language. It's a bit wordy with a lot of fake tech jargon and can be a bit hard on the uptake, especially with terms like console cowboy. No! We love the console cowboy. That's actually the best term I've ever heard. I love console cowboy. Please never change it. Oh my gosh. How dare you even suggest that's something that needs to be improved? Console cowboy is perfection, and you will never convince me otherwise. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I actually love that term so much. Also, I think this book has been recommended twice. Again, we have two twices. But we'll find out as we go along. This is a recommendation from Silent Ghost. Oh. Boot Hill and Silverwolf had a kid. Console cowboy. So true. Okay. Our next recommendation is Ender's Game from Silent Ghost. I asked for a short synopsis of the overall plot, and Silent Ghost gave us this answer. Andrew Wiggin, nicknamed... Oh my gosh, I almost said neck. I didn't almost, I said neck. Oh my gosh, I'm actually losing it. Andrew Wiggin, nicknamed Ender, is a 6-year-old kid genius who is recruited by the Earth Military Space Force, called the International Fleet, to be trained into being a commander for those forces. Long ago, war broke out between Earth and an alien race referred to as the Buggers, and humanity were barely able to fend them off 2 times. Now, this global military recruits genius kids to cultivate them, such as Ender, to be military leaders against this constant background antagonist throughout the book. Ender himself, who's been violently bullied while on Earth, now must, in his next years, learn to navigate and adapt to this new environment. The adults in charge will throw new challenges and difficulties at him that could make or break him in order to make him the best commander they need, even if he's not fully ready and it pushes himself to the brink. Ooh. It's AWOL, welcome in! Hello! I hope you're doing well. We are book clubbing. I hope you enjoy books. Hehehehe. I haven't read Ender's Game, but I almost recommended another Orson Scott Card book. I also haven't read Ender's Game, but I've heard about it before. Quite often actually. But I didn't know that's what it was about. I don't know what I thought it was about, but it wasn't that. But I asked Silent Ghost, why did you recommend this book? And they said, it was a book I enjoyed as a kid because of the twist ending, which stuck out to me far more than anything else. The overarching conflict of Ender being forced to adapt as a kid to become the perfect commander, and him dealing with the consequences of it, is also interesting. I think, yeah, when you described it, it's such a strange premise of, like, kids commanding the military. So that is... I'm intrigued, at least, by the premise of it, you know? I couldn't sleep well, so might as well explore if I'm unable to be asleep. True, and maybe book club can help you sleep, you know? As we talk about these books, and I get really pissed off as I can't pronounce anything and don't know how to say any words because all I do is say words wrong. Yeah. I asked Silent Ghost what kind of person do you think would enjoy this book? And they said mainly kids or adults who feel that they can relate to Ender, or on how he adopts to the responsibilities and challenges placed upon a genius kid to fight against a hostile alien race. I think that's fair, and thank you for the head pats, Shannon. I think, yeah, it does, the vibe does kind of give like gifted kid thing, you know? That like reminds me that like when I was younger, I definitely would have wanted to read this. I mean, I still am intrigued by the premise, but I think when I was a kid, I would have picked it up, and if I read about that synopsis, I would have been like, oh, I want to know about this. I want to hear, you know? And when I asked what is one thing you make, oh my gosh, what is one thing that you think makes this book stand out? They said the same reason as the why did you recommend it section, which is about the overarching conflict of Ender being forced to adapt as a kid and such, and the twist ending. Basically strategy war games training in space is part of it? What the heck? That's so strange. Not in a bad way, in an interesting way. So I said, what is one thing you think this book could improve? And Silent Ghost, I can't say, as while I've read the book as a kid, I'm kind of submitting this in the last 24 hours, so I can't reread the entire book, and I'm only able to read up to half of it. That's still good though. And you said sorry for any incomplete responses, it's my first attempt at this. No, you're so fine, Silent Ghost. Like I said earlier at the starter stream, I think you were here, if not there. There's no wrong way to complete this recommendation. You're even answering the questions that aren't required. You don't have to give the personal reasonings behind your choice. It's just something that I find interesting and I would love to hear about if you'd be so inclined to tell me about them. But you don't have to. You could drop off a book and not answer anything else about it. You could tell me the synopsis and that's it. There's no, I'm very lax, like I've said, with how this works. There's no specifics that you have to abide by. I'm so down for you to just kind of fill it out as you please. Because I appreciate any and all entries regardless of that. Also, ads are going to start, so I won't start another recommendation until the ads end. But we will just be yapping a bit in the ad break. Well, I say yapping. I'm gonna drink my apple juice. A little bit. A little bit. Boo. I'm so sorry for the ads. I'll take this moment to say, because I've seen a lot of fat cat badges in the chat. But, has anybody seen the new Final Fantasy XIV stuff? What do we think about it? I've not seen a lot, honestly, but it is tempting me to reinstall the game. Not reinstall, because I didn't delete it, but Ads reminded me I had a Prime sub. I haven't even seen the trailer. Icy was gonna send me it, but I was like, oh, I can't watch it right now, so I'll look at it later. And then I forgot to look at it later. Huh. I should look at it later. I think I'll probably forget again, but... Did anyone find out who's in charge of the FC? No. I want to resub at some point, but I don't know when I will resub. Or even if I will. It's so evil that it's a monthly subscription. Because it's like, do I technically have £7 that I could put onto the game? Technically, yeah. But then if I don't play every single day, I feel like I've just wasted money. And it really upsets me if I literally don't play every single day. It stresses me out. And it's only £7, that's a thing. I have several game subscriptions that are like monthly, like that I'm like, oh, but like, oh, it really gets to me. I don't know why it's specifically Final Fantasy. If I just don't play for a day, it makes me like upset with myself. And I feel like I've wasted my money. But even if I just played for 7 days, that would be £1 a day. So it's like, that's worth it. But I don't know why. I just gotta play. That's the thing, I don't know if I can at the moment. But if I want to. I enjoy Final Fantasy like in stages, you know? I get into it. And like enjoy myself and stuff. I don't have time for MSQ. That's the thing. I'm already playing several different games that have their own big stories, so I don't want to get into something else that has a big story. Scary shark ad? What the heck? Do not get eaten by a shark. I say as if there's not an ad ongoing, so you probably didn't even hear me say that. But I hope you don't get eaten by a shark. Ugh, such devastation. It was not my intention. Yeah. I want to redecorate our FC house. That's what I want to do. But I have like 5 guilds to my name. That's all I got. That's all I got. When I went to the Final Fantasy Cafe in Japan, that made me want to play as well. But I didn't, so I think I probably won't end up getting back into it. Not at least till the new expansion drops. Maybe that'll motivate me. I have to be like 3 expansions behind the game at all times. I just started playing again yesterday. Oh, how is it? I saw a really cute TikTok. I sent it to Icy. Of people like cosplaying to the fan fest of their Final Fantasy characters. It was so cute. I'm still a Sprout? What class are you playing? I'm interested. Book club's working its magic and the yaps, I'm EP. Yay! I'm so glad. Make sure to, I hope you can rest up. Conjurer, that was my first class too. Hehehehe. I played as a conjurer for like several years. Okay. I'm a cat. I also started as a cat girl. Okay. Let's come to Fearful Ghosts recommendation. Let's have a look. Yume Owari, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Hehehehe. But yes, this was a little bit, oh my goodness, I can't speak at all. This is a recommendation from Fearful Ghosts, not Silent Ghost, we're switching what ghost. And it's called Touring After the Apocalypse. I asked for a short synopsis of the overall plot, and Ghost said, a young girl, Yoko, and her android companion, Airi, I think is how you say that, travel across a post-apocalyptic Japan. Hoping to find Yoko's big sister or any other human after a not named disaster wiped out the world as they know it. Let's zoom in on the cover a bit, because I assume that's both the characters. Which one is the android, I wonder? I mean, I would assume the one on the front is the android, right? What do you guys, who do we think is the android here? My money is on the one driving. She looks a lot more prim and proper. Which, for the end of the world, I would not expect of a human. The one driving, definitely. Yeah, right? I agree. The ship in the background. It sounds like a webcomic I read a bit of a while back. Ooh, maybe it could be. Or just similar. Super cute art. The android is the one with the... Wait, what? The android's the one with the fishing pole? Oh. That's interesting. That was not who I thought, and not who we thought. Okay. So I asked Ghosts, why did you recommend this book? What's the name in English? It's called Touring After the Apocalypse. I'll write it in chat, because yeah, you can't really see it on the cover, huh? But I asked Ghosts why they recommended this book, and they said it's fun and lighthearted most of the time, taking in the sights and the sounds of a now peaceful Japan, but deals with topics of loss really well, in my opinion. I think it's just similar. I think the human was a boy, not a girl in the webcomic. Ah, that's fair. I asked Ghost what kind of person I think would enjoy this book. Sorry, what person they think would enjoy this book. And I said, I believe this manga can be enjoyed by anyone. No boundaries on this one. I think that's good as well. Sorry, I kind of read out the second question without getting to give my response on the first one. But I like the idea of it just being more lighthearted, but also dealing with loss. And I kind of like when something is more lighthearted, but it isn't afraid to address deeper topics. I especially like that in kind of things that have a lot of comedy in them, where like a character who's usually, you know, so used to being funny is still able to handle like deep topics and delve into them with the appropriate amount of detail without it coming off as like out of character, out of nowhere, out of context. So I like that kind of thing. I also said, what is one thing you make... I can't speak. What is wrong with me? Why can I not speak today? I think I'm trying too hard to like, be streamer and also read at the same time. I genuinely don't know what it is. I just can't read. I said, what is one thing you think makes this book stand out? And Ghost said, it deals with sisterhood and friendship really well, keeping those moments lighthearted and freeing. You don't really get good sisterhood moments in books a lot, unfortunately. It also deals with loss, which might turn some people away, but I believe this series tackles grief with a lot of dignity. It doesn't just gloss over this, as it's a major topic that Yoko grapples throughout. I'm naturally streamer. What about like self-aware comedy characters who avoid deep talks because they know they're bad at them? I also enjoy that kind of character too. I like both ends of that kind of character. As long as the self-aware comedy character isn't overly edgy in like an annoying way. Like it's their only personality trait is being like super sarcastic and like not care, like nonchalant. Because those characters annoy me a bit. Ugh. But yeah. I asked one thing that Ghosts thought this book could improve, and she said, you don't get a lot of setup of what happened at the start of the apocalypse, as you learn with Yoko and Airi about it throughout the series, but I would have liked a bit more explanation just to keep up with the girls. I mean, obviously I've not read this, so I'm not sure how that works. How it actually works in practice, but I think I understand what you mean. Where it's like, you kind of only get information as they talk about it, so it's on their terms, but it's like, not as in-depth as you would like, especially when it's something interesting. And I think they can be done well though, because it can also be that you're not supposed to know what happened, you know? Because that's not the focus. The focus is on what comes after, not what was in the past, I guess. But obviously I'll have to take your word for it. Hot take, but those characters only made to be cute annoy me a lot. I think they can annoy me too. Especially when that's their only personality trait. I really like characters having kind of... I'm very fond of the kind of character trope. Is it a trope? I guess technically maybe. Where they kind of have one personality on the surface and a second one that kind of only is more shown to people they're close with, if that makes sense. I'm really fond of that because I'm like such a sucker for the whole person acts one way to a majority of people, but has that one person or that one group of people that they're different around. Because I think that's kind of how I can be. So I'm a big sucker for that trope. And it doesn't matter what the two sides of that personality are, but I'm doing the 6-7 motion with my hands. But I really enjoy that. Two side. Yeah, to everybody else, they're an alpha. But with their pack mates, you know, they can let their emotions show. They can be emotional. But yeah. I think this would be cute. I think I would enjoy this. However, based off of what you've said, obviously, I don't know how it works because I'm just going off of your short synopsis. But in the link you uploaded, it said Volume 1. And the premise to me kind of gives one-shot vibes. I don't know. Touring the Apocalypse. Volumes. There's 8 volumes. I guess that's not super long. I suppose. But yeah, it kind of gave me, like, short vibes. Oh, there's a television series of it. Wow. But yeah. Oh, and there's a 9th one coming out in June. Oh, so it's ongoing. Okay. How did they release an anime if the comic is still coming out? What? Only 6 are out. How did they release an anime? Like a finished anime? Don't they do that all the time? I mean, yo, that's silly. Yeah. Yeah, Sweet Home did that. I mean, not an anime, but Sweet Home did that with a K-drama series. And then they changed the story and it sucked. And it was awful. Sorry. They did that with My Hero? I didn't know that, actually. Yeah. It's just always something that's strange to me, you know, I'll say. But yeah, the vibes of this do not give me long series. So that's interesting. I wonder how it, what's the word? How it kind of develops on. Chainsaw Man, JJK, JoJo's. I didn't know about any of those. That's interesting. Oh my gosh, what the heck is this image link? I hope this ain't a virus. Okay. Our next recommendation is one that you guys might be familiar with the movie that just came out. By Mr. Fox in a Box himself. He has recommended us Project Hail Mary. I asked for a short synopsis of the overall plot, and he said, the book the movie is based on. It covers the story of humanity's last-ditch effort to save itself from an interstellar threat. Would love to go into more detail, but I feel like the book is best read knowing as little as possible. Amaze, amaze, amaze. I saw the movie for this recently, and it might be one of my favorite movies ever. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Not even joking, lad. It was insane. I really loved it. And I do want to read the book when I have the money to spend on books. It is one that I'm like getting up there, up on my list. I asked Fox, why did you recommend this book? And he said, the story felt immensely engaging, and it keeps you on the hook all the way through. Plus, the sci-fi aspect of the book is fully explained, and everything always makes sense, which just makes it feel so real. Low book funds is always sad, yeah. I'm low everything funds. I agree. Well, obviously I've not read the book, but in other books, especially fantasy books are so bad for not having fully thought out their system sometimes. I say, like, fantasy books are bad for this. I think, obviously, I don't read sci-fi, so they could also be equally bad. But it's a huge pet peeve of mine when I will have questions about the magic system because it doesn't make sense in one way or another. Like, I'll think of a question. I should be able to think of a magic question or a space question or a science question in your series and know the answer if it's a big part of the series. And it infuriates me when I catch out wrong things about it. Oh, sorry. Book Club Hater Edition, I'll tell you the sci-fi books that do that. Oh. Maybe I should do that one week. I'll set like the theme as a book you don't like. And we all have to promise to not drag each other's opinions. And we talk about people's most hated books. I think that would be such a fun idea. But I think we'll do that when we're a bit more established and we've got a few more sessions under our belts. That's why writers need people to read it beforehand and point out those kind of things. Exactly. But I asked Fox, what kind of person do you think would enjoy this book? And he said anyone who enjoys space, astronauts, and most especially aliens. Submitting the Hungry Caterpillar for that one. Do you do like elite ball knowledge book drops every stream? No, this is our book club, I suppose we can say it. I suppose we can say no, this is our book club. Riker, thank you for the check-in. It is a bi-weekly stream on my channel. It started 2 weeks ago. Well, started back up. We used to do book club a few years back, but I've changed the format to make it easier for people to just come in and join, like on the fly. So next week there will be no book club stream, but in the Discord, which you can find by doing !Discord, I will ask all book club members to vote on the theme or genre for the following week. Then you will submit your responses on the forum, on the Google form, and you have to tell me who you are, who's recommending the book, the theme of the book, which is the one we'll vote on, and then you have to tell me the name of the book, submit an image, and give me a short synopsis of the plot, which can either be one you type yourself or just one copy and pasted. And then I have a few personal questions about like why you recommended it, what kind of person you think would like it, something you make thinks the book stand out, and something you think it could improve. However, those 4 personal questions do not need to be answered if you don't want to answer them. They are, optional. You don't have to answer them. Last club's theme was adventure. I want to start off with kind of nice, big, broad themes. Like, you know, adventure, sci-fi, romance, fantasy, horror, which are just genres of books, right? And that's why I say themes, because we're starting out with these genres, and then I want to kind of pigeonhole us further into specific topics, so then you have to think harder about the books you want to recommend, you know? Because then one of the themes might not be just a book genre, but it might be like a story where the protagonist deals with grief or something. I mean, that's super specific. But like things like that. Eventually, I want to start out broad and then kind of go more in depth. So we're kind of thinking more, and that then inspires people to read more books, because you might think, or I haven't read a story where the main character has to deal with grief throughout the whole story, so I don't have to recommend one, but I'll come along and I'll take on people's recommendations and I'll try and listen out for like a recommendation for me, you know, like that kind of thing. Sounds like a great place for me to nerd out about the manga I spent too much to be proud of on. We would love to hear about it. That's why I did the book club. Like I say, I want people to read more, and I don't care how. You know, I'm not one of those people that's like, if it's not a real hard book with 500 pages, you're not reading. If it's a manga, if it's a webcomic, if there's only 3 words on the page, I don't care. You're reading and you're doing something, and I'm proud of you, and I want you to tell me about it. I would love to hear about it, you know? Sorry, I get so passionate about it because I want people to read, and I love hearing about people's reading adventures. I love hearing about why someone enjoys a specific book, you know? It makes me want to read it myself because I kind of absorb your passion for it secondhand. And that makes me want to read it, you know? Like hearing people talk so positively about certain books, you know? Are you a CIA experiment to make people study more? No. Studying? Hell no. Reading? Yes. Frantically searching for the next book to read as soon as the next genre is decided. If it makes it easier, Silent Ghost, I will try to ask for the recommendations at the end of this week. So then at the start of next week, the genre is posted and people have that full week and part of the next one to set up the one they have, you know? Can't wait till I can recommend the series that made me fall in love with reading. I see, that makes me so, sorry, I'm really smiley. That kind of thing, it makes me so excited. But yes, feel free to join the Discord server. And if you get the book club role, you will have kind of a specific little book area where you can recommend anything and all of that stuff, you know? But yeah, it makes me so happy about hearing about people reading, and that's why I did the book club and I changed it to have people recommend books, because I will also admit I have not been reading as much as I used to the past few years, ever since I got into uni, really. Most of my time is spent reading research papers and reading results sections and statistics and about experiments. Which, you know, is not my favorite. So that's partly why I did this as well, because I want to collect my favorite answers from people that they would recommend to read, so I can go off and read them on my own time. You know, my plan is I already have some written down from last week of my favorite standouts from people's recommendations. And then this week as well, I'm going to write down the ones that I'm most interested in. And then when I have a bit of money, finally, I'm going to go out of my way to purchase the physical copies and read them. Because I really love reading physical media as well, which is a big thing for me. I'm not good at reading on my computer screen. On phone, it's better because I like reading like in a comfortable position, so if I'm in bed or something. But my favorite way to read is like reading a book, you know, in my hand, like holding it in my hands. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm the same, yeah. But yeah, I really like reading. I mean, you know, that's why I'm a VTuber librarian. My concept is kind of based around reading. And I say like I want to encourage others to read. Maybe that's not, because if someone doesn't like reading, I'm kind of that person that has the belief that nobody dislikes reading. People just don't like what they've read. Because there's unlimited genres, unlimited books in the world. You will find a book that you enjoy eventually. You just have to find it. So like I would love to encourage people to maybe not read more, but take a chance to explore and find a book that they think they will enjoy and just give it a chance. And if you read it and you don't like it, then that's very fair. But if you do, then maybe you can, you know, start reading more. Because I think across the world, not to get like not to get political, but I think we are starting to face a literature crisis, a media literacy crisis as well, and it's bad, and I'm not like so egotistical to be like, yeah, me and my silly little book club can change the world. But if I can present a space where people can come in randomly and they can express their enjoyment of reading in any sense, in any form, without judgment, then I would like to have that exist. So that if someone stumbles across me and they're like, oh yeah, when I was younger I liked to read, but like I only read these childish books, so no one wants to hear about them because it's like embarrassing and young and whatever. And I want to be like, I don't care. If your favorite book is like one that was written for like children, I don't care. If you're reading it and you're enjoying it, good. I'm so glad that you have a book that you can read and enjoy. You know, it like some of my favorite books were also written towards children. You know, thank you for the scritch. I grew up reading Percy Jackson, and that series has like stuck with me like forever. Like I will always recommend Percy Jackson to people, you know, even if it's something now that I don't always like look back on super fondly, because as I've grown I was able to recognize the writing flaws a bit more within it, but it's still something today I could so easily pick it up off my shelf. I don't actually own the Percy Jackson books. I could so easily buy the books and read them and have an amazing time. And maybe people will be like, well, you're not reading, you know, the pinnacle of adult modern literature. I don't care. I don't care. Just read and enjoy yourself. Just please. Anyway, sorry. Ugh. I never hated reading, but my English degree definitely burned me out, so I started back up by getting the book of the month subscription. Oh, what is that? What's book of the month? My younger sibling loved the Percy. Yeah! I love reading comic books because it was the first book that got me to learn to... Exactly! Oh! I'm rage baiting myself. No, because I've witnessed so many... Like, I've not personally participated because it would piss me off. Like, so much. I've witnessed so many people shame others for the books they enjoy, and it like genuinely upsets me on a fundamental level. But like, why are you shaming something for stuff? I think this kind of like can apply to all aspects, but especially reading like is where I feel so strongly, because why are you shaming someone for like their enjoyment of reading in a time where it's a struggle to get people to pick up a book? Like, before I make this reference, I need to make sure it's accurate. No, okay, yeah. Like, if you come to me and you say, hi, characters, my favorite book is the Biff, Chip, and Kipper books that you read that are, like, directed for, like, 10-year-olds or something, I don't care. Not I don't care in a bad way, but like, that's so fine. If you're reading a book and you can read it and enjoy yourself, who is anybody else to judge you for that? You know? Sorry, I'm actually rage baiting myself so hard because I've seen so many people get mad about it. Why? Let people read, please. Sorry. Yes, anyway. It's an app, costs 16 USD a month for one full hardcover. You pick from their selections, or you can save the credit, or you can pick... Oh, that's so interesting! Ooh, I would love to sign up for something like that when I get the funds. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, technically, you know, that's what this book club is, but it's for free because you don't have to buy the books if you don't want to. But yeah. I love books, and I want other people to enjoy reading. And I need to like, I'm getting like super energetic about it. Don't get why people care so much about what other people enjoy. If it's not morally bad, why does it matter? Exactly. I'm so happy. I love reading. And it's like... Sigh. Also, you may... I don't know if the specific app Shannon's talking about is international, but I'm sure there is, like, international versions. I'm not sure where you're from, but I'm sure there is ones that exist, like, all around the world, depending on your country. Also, hi, Icy! You're just in time to get back from me finishing my crash out. Okay, I'm calm. I had to sip my apple juice to calm down. Oh, okay. Is that the origin of the best-selling movie Project Hail Mary? It may be. And speaking of, I asked Fox, what is one thing you think makes this book stand out? And he said, I think it's possibly the most amazing and interesting interpretation of what humanity's first contact with aliens could be like, especially in a positive way. That's so cute. I mean, obviously I don't know the book from the movie, I agree. I really like it as a fresh take on human contact with aliens. It doesn't resort to the end of, like, a fight or something. I enjoy your passion for reading. That's getting me back into reading. Oh, Silent guys, I'm just so happy. I'm gonna cry. No, don't. I'm on my period. I actually, when I was writing, I was starting to tear up about it. Because it upset me that much. Okay. I'm so fine. I did cry. I saw a video last night and it was like someone got their Mies in Tomodachi Life to call them mama, and it made me like tear up, and then I was thinking about it. I'm tearing up again thinking about it. It was so cute, and they just I'm crying. Oh. They called their Mies called the person mama. And they were This reminds me of the time once. It's so unrelated, but I'd like just got in my first days of having a period. I get really emotional. But once I got my period and I started watching the Tinkerbell movies, because I watched them as a child, and I hadn't seen these movies in years, and I watched all of them, and at random points in the movies, I just kept bursting into tears. Like, in the pirate movie, when they all get their abilities switched, I just burst into tears and started sobbing. Oh. But yeah, the me thing, because it was like, they said, Mama, knowing you're here always puts my mind at ease. Which one is the final one? The Never Beast one? Oh no, that made me sob like a baby. Okay, I need to stop. I said to Fox, what is one thing that you think this book could improve? And he said, it's honestly my favorite book I've ever read, but sure, I can think of oh, sorry, I think he did a spelling mistake. I think he meant, not sure I can think of anything for it to improve off the top of my head, though I'm sure there's something if you analyze it enough. Which I think is very fair. Like I said, you don't have to have an improvement for the book if you love it. And I think not all books have something to improve. I think everyone will have their own personal improvements for a book, right? But there's a difference between, like, I didn't like how the book did this and they should have done it like this, as opposed to, like, this book has, like, a fundamental writing error or something, you know? But yeah. Oh my god, I'm getting, like, teary-eyed. Your favorite library? Kinokuniya? Ooh. everyone sign up for like monthly book subscription services. I'm gonna make my own monthly book subscription. You have to pay to attend book club, guys, now. You actually don't get a copy of the books afterwards. But you get to hear me cry about Tinkerbell in the middle of it, so... Oh. Ooh, okay, here we have our final recommendation of the day. Let me get to the image. 500 subs to see Kara crash out. So true. My first and last book club. No, I would never charge for a book club. That would like if I was like, guys, you have to pay. Like if I made book club like a sub only thing, that would like completely destroy the point that I like made like 5 minutes ago about how I want to encourage people to read. So I'm like, yeah, I want you to read, but I also want you to give me $5. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna use the banner of this one because it has the title on it. This recommendation... Oh gosh, that's a bit big. This recommendation is called Micro Hunter. Guys, where do we think I should put the... Is putting like the media images like here good? Because it kind of covers chat. Like, should I put them covering me here instead? I don't know where is the best place. We'll try putting it here and see how that goes. But yes, this is Micro Hunter by BYJ Robin. And is recommended by Lily. I keep calling you... Wait, that's the right name, right? Oh my god, am I gonna like... Wait. Okay, good. I got really worried for a second. I was like accrediting your name to somebody else. But yeah, ever since I found out that that's also what you went by, because I don't know how to say Lucia? Is it Lucia? Like I never knew how to say it. And then I can't call you Life because then that just makes it obvious I don't know how to say it. It is? Oh, okay. I could have just spared myself the embarrassment. But yeah, I was like, if I call you Life, then it's so obvious I don't know how to say it. Okay. It's just recommended by Lucia. Here is a short synopsis of the... Is it people speaking in the background of my music? Get out. Thank you. Here is the short synopsis of the overall plot. While out to get his sister's favourite snack, Baekhyun finds himself and the people around him suddenly shrinking to the size of ants. Now, everything from cats to robotic vacuums pose a threat to human survival. Within this chaos, everyone is given a gift, a unique superpower and interface that lets them see data about themselves. Though it's become a dark and desperate world, Baekhyun must put his ability and wits to the test to make it out alive and save his sister. Oh, okay. I will say, this premise is so webtoon coded. Like, it is a webtoon, right? Yeah. Like, but not even just webtoon coded, it's so Korean webtoon coded. I was reading about it recently. Not reading about this one, sorry. But recently I was reading so much about how when you've read enough of like Japanese, Chinese, and Korean comics, you can differentiate which tropes are overused in each of them. And I'm like, yeah, you really can. It's so funny when I think about the differences and like what's most popular in like certain countries. It's so funny. For years, I pronounced... Wait, how do you say... Because I would have said Lucia for that word. Is it Lucia? Lucia? I'd only seen it written and not spoken, and when I found out how it's actually pronounced, I was attached to my pronunciation and made it its own thing. Wait... How? Lucia? So it's... Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. Versus... Yeah. Well, I asked Lucia, why did you recommend this book? And she said, I don't read a whole lot of science fiction, but I loved this one. I've also always loved stories where people get shrunk. Do you read a lot of those? I feel like the only other media I know that has people getting shrunk isn't it like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Mods, thank you so much for the check-in. I hope you're well. Hi, Momo. When I can find them? Interesting. I mean, yeah, technically I guess that is like its own like thing. I don't think Stuart Little counts because he just is little. That's like his norm. And he's also not a person. Well, wait, he's not a person, right? He is a rest. Stuart. Yeah. Yeah. Would you say it's a micro shot? Shannon, I'm gonna freaking get you. Grabs you. But yeah. I also said, what kind of person do you think would enjoy this book? And she said, people who enjoy science fiction as well as superpowers and action. Which I think, yeah. It's the art style. Let me search it a bit more. Micro Hunter. Reminds me of a few other comics I've read. And they all kind of have these like supernatural superpowers kind of going on, which I think can be fun, you know? I enjoy the, like, what's the word? I don't remember. It was another comic I didn't get to finish because the last episodes were locked. It's called My Miniature Life Manual. Oh my gosh. Maybe that's the next, like, thing. Like, currently, it's, like, tower... Like, what's the word? Like, tower leveling slop? Just wait, okay? Miniature superpower slop is coming next. Oh. I said, what is one thing you think makes this book stand out? Microwave Hunter! Oh, imagine. There's just a guy who really hates microwaves. That's me. I'm scared of microwaves. But I said, what is one thing you think makes this book stand out? And she said, it's not just one or two people who get shrunk, but everyone on the planet. And I think I agree. That's, like, interesting. Because normally, like, when I saw it, I assumed it was gonna be... Okay, my assumption was that it was gonna be, like, tower level slop. And this guy's superpower was just that he gets really tiny. Because that was my first impression when I saw it. But the fact that it is everyone in the world gets shrunk is interesting. Because I feel like it's not what you would expect the premise to be based off of the title and the picture alone. Which I enjoy. Yeah, I'm scared of microwaves. They freak me out a lot. I also said, what's one thing you think this book could improve? And she said, it's been a while, so I don't remember any complaints I may have had. Which is, like I said, like I have said several times now, it is very fair to not have, a critique about a comic or a book or what you want to read. Toasters are fine. It's the noises microwaves make that freak me out. That I can't, like, get behind. Also, I googled sci-fi webtoons because I wanted to see if there was any that I knew that I could recommend. And apparently there is. So apparently I actually do read sci-fi stuff. I've never heard someone say they're scared of the noise a microwave makes. Okay, part of it comes from when I was in Korea, and you would get the little sausages on a stick, right? That you put in the microwave for like 30 seconds. But when you were meant to put them in with the plastic still on them and stuff. And when they were in there, the plastic would like make squeak noises because obviously like it's like heating up in the air and all of the science stuff. Not a corn dog, no, like a little sausage on a stick. I'll Google it, wait. Dude, I've eaten this exact one. Okay. Goodbye, Micro Hunter. Hello, sausage. On a stick. Like these. Like, you put them in the microwave to heat them up. For like a couple seconds and stuff. And they would make really scary noises, and I always thought I was gonna blow up my dorms because of it. And it would stress me out so bad. Like, as well, when I was making, like, ramyeon and stuff, and I would put it in the microwave to heat up for, like, 30 seconds or something, it would start making, like, high-pitched, like, squeaky air noises, and it scares me. And as well, when I'm cooking, like, when I'm reheating leftovers, you're supposed to keep the plastic on those. Yeah. I don't know if you keep it on all of them. But the ones that I use, yeah. Which freaked me out, because I told my friend, like, she saw me taking the plastic off once, and she was like, you know, you can just keep it on, right? So you can and I was like, what? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh. Okay. Wouldn't it, like, burn? No. But that's what I was always scared of. Like, that's my fear. That was the fear I had. I was like, what's going on? What's happening? You know? That was my fear. But yeah, you keep the plastic on. And as well, when I reheat beef in the microwave, like my leftovers for like spaghetti or something, and the beef is popping, that terrifies me. It actually sounds like the microwave is gonna explode. I hate it so much. I hate it. Why does my beef pop? Why is my meat popping in the microwave? You know? Thank you for my TED talk on why I'm scared of microwaves. Like, every single time I do it, I get so scared of I'm gonna blow something up and ruin and, like, destroy things. It's the Steam Escape. No, I know that it's the okay. No, I know realistically I know why it's doing it, but you know, why's my meat popping? Oh my god, I forgot the image had a white background. And hi, Autocons. I'm doing well. I hope you are as well. Thankfully, I don't have a mic. You're lucky. You're lucky. But yeah. That's why it scares me. And with that was our final book club recommendation for today. So in the interest of people like Silent Ghost who maybe want to read a bit on books they want to recommend beforehand, I will aim to post in the Discord about voting for the genre on Friday. Actually, I can just post it like now. I can post it now. And then the start of next week, or maybe the end of this week, I will post about what genre I've chosen from people's recommendations. There you go. You clipped me! No! Oh. But yeah, I have just posted there. So feel free to share your suggestions. So I say suggestions, I mean like ideas. I do tend to just kind of pick the one that has the most people's that has the most kind of votes from people. But at the same time, if there oh my gosh, if there's sorry, I hit my monitor. If there's one that somebody suggests that I really think will be interesting, I might pick that one even if it doesn't technically win what people want. You know? You catch my drift? Yeah. Anyway. But yeah. That is all of our recommendations for this week. I will write them into a list and post it in the Discord. Same as I did for the last one. Do we need to, like, make it more specific? No, it doesn't need to be more specific. Cool, because we still have a lot of broad genres that we can pick from. I think when it gets to the point when we can't immediately go like, aha, this is a genre that's super like diverse and stuff, is when people can start suggesting more specific stuff. You know? I will say I'm kind of feeling horror a little bit, but I'm not gonna sway the vote. I'm at the mercy of the people. You know, I'm down with what the people are down with. I'm open to your guys' ideas. Check Discord. Why did you vote for horror or something? That's funny. Made some eclairs. Ooh, yummy. But yeah. It's funny. But yeah, so my final reminder, I suppose, is that if you're not already and you would like to submit recommendations for book club, make sure to join the Discord and grab the book club role. So we can see you there. But also, if you know, obviously you don't have to join and things like that. You can just participate in the streams and just get along with other people's recommendations. The level of participation is completely up to the individual for what they do or don't want, you know? As I have said. Really enjoyed this. Me too! Smiles. I'm very, very happy about it. Well, the book clubs have been really fun, but I enjoyed this one a lot. It was very funny. Barely have anything horror I could recommend. I scare very easily. I'm really bad with like ghost horror. Ghosts and dolls. I say that, but my recommendation will be a doll horror book. Actually, now that I'm thinking on it. well, I also scare very easily, but for some reason, not in books. I'm good at not being scared by books as much. It used to be just open to everybody. But I kind of made it its own little section because it did used to be like a bigger section. So I didn't want to have a bunch of channels that people didn't care for. However, on the day that I announce the stream, I will still post the form to everybody in the Discord, so that if people do have, you know, last minute recommendations that aren't necessarily interested in book club as a whole, that they can still get some in. But yeah. Ghost horror is fine, but like those weird Japanese skinny dolls. Oh gosh. Which Japanese dolls? The thing that I was, a little bit of a spoiler, because I'm not gonna recommend just this book like straight on, but it's the Frozen Charlotte doll book that freaked me out. But okay, I have a library. I'm so jealous. I'm literally a librarian VTuber. I don't even have a big book collection of my own. That is my dream though, to have like enough money to buy like a book every month or something to read. One day. I do have a signed book somewhere. Don't remember which book it is, but I went to this book signing and we could get a book signed by one person there. And I was so annoyed because the book that I had, the author wasn't there for. So I just got it signed by, like, I got a different one signed instead, but I barely even knew the guy, the author, because I hadn't finished reading the book yet. I was only like halfway through reading it. And he asked me if what my thoughts on the book were. And I was like, oh yeah, it's good. I like it. And he was like, what's your favorite part? And I had to be like, the start. And it was so awkward because I hadn't finished it yet. Getting some classics. Ooh. I said juvenile fiction is a theme. Would people know what I mean? Well, if people didn't know what you meant, it could be like, they can search it up. Because I think a theme like that would be nice. But you could also maybe, because that, okay, maybe I'm wrong, but that kind of means like young adult. No, I don't think juvenile, I think it's younger than that, right? Or maybe, I don't know, a little younger. Yeah, like we could just kind of open it up a bit more. like a theme like that to be like childhood favorites or something, you know? There's options. There's things. The Gruffalo. Oh my gosh. Made me love reading is classified as... I mean, you can still recommend it even if it meets a different theme. You can still recommend it. Because, like, during Adventure, I think Warrior Cats was recommended, and I think that would count as juvenile fiction, right? Like, that's the thing. It doesn't have to be... The book doesn't have to be one genre only that you recommend. Like, you could recommend something that is sci-fi and also romance, or sci-fi and also horror, or sci-fi and also fantasy. Like, as long as it partly fits the description, I don't mind if it's, like, not full. Like, as long as one of the main themes suits it, then you're all good, you know? Warrior Cats, what I was talking about. Oh my gosh! I will be excited for when you submit it then. Because it was a specific Warrior Cats book that was submitted. It was. I can check, actually. In the server. It was... Warriors the Sun Trail that was recommended. Sci-fi and romance I love in deep space. Yeah, guy, my favorite book, Love in Deep Space. One stream is all it took to revive my will to read books. Oh, I'm so happy. That makes me really, really happy to hear. I'm so glad. I hope you can enjoy some reading soon.
I'm Steve.
I'm Steve. Hi, Lady Aylwin. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I mean hello, Steve. I hope you're doing well. How? You're the only person who uses my sound alerts. It's always gotta be you. I hope you're well, though. Why is someone talking again? Anyway, I am gonna set up our raid, however, now. Because we are gonna be ending. I am Lady Aylwin. I'm gonna raid as into Azul, because he's playing Tomodachi Life. And as we said, Tomodachi Life made me cry last night. Wasn't the monkey in Claudia? I think he might have been, right? My bestie listened last time to your book club. Ah, it makes me so happy. Here are our raid messages. I always miss it. That's okay. You'll make it one day. Maybe not next week. Maybe the week after next. Oh yes! Okay, really quickly, if you're not already, join the Discord. And on Friday, I will be having a cover release party for my new cover of Linger by the Cranberries, and I would love for you to listen to it. I've been told I sound kind of nice or whatever or something. Gah, it's not like I want you to listen or anything.